Hey guys, Randy Orton Fan 2011, and I'm back here once again for the away conference Sweet 16 round in the NNSCRA Dairy Queen Knockout Series. This is the first matchup of 4 in the Sweet 16 round. We have the 8 seed Randy Carpenter against probably what could be the new Cinderella story of the tournament, the 16 seed of Ethan Nix. And once again, joining me in the broadcast booth is none other than your NNSCRA President, Seth Cole.
Well, thanks for having me here, Kevin. I really appreciate it, and it's going to be interesting here. We had some very good matchups when we were back there at M&M Super Speedway for the home conference. Here in the away conference, this is certainly going to be a big curveball these drivers are given. I apologize for the siren in the background, but these drivers, they're not going to really have much to go on with what happened in the home conference because we're at an entirely different track. These guys, Randy Carpenter and Ethan Nix, it's a whole new learning process for them.
Well, I think Randy Carpenter might take something from what happened at the from the home conference. We take the green flag. I kind of got a feeling that now that Rhett Yates has been eliminated from the tournament, I kind of got a feeling Ethan Nix could be the very new Cinderella story of this one.
He could very well be. I've never even heard of Ethan Nix. This is a completely new driver that I've never heard of before. I'm seeing him for the first time, and I'll tell you what, it looks like he's been in this kind of racing his whole life, as he has got the lead right now, and he's holding a pretty good advantage over Randy Carpenter.
Well, this is only the first lap. Remember, it's the leader at the checkered flag that wins the race. So Randy Carpenter has got a little more than 2 laps to make his move. But Randy Carpenter right on the back bumper. Now he's gonna go for a pass for the lead.
Now this racetrack, it looks like there are some similarities, but there are also a lot of big differences between here, Pepsi Super Speedway and M&M Super Speedway. Here, these drivers, they can be about a car length behind the other driver and be able to make a pass, as we see Carpenter going for the lead.
Well, it looks like Randy Carpenter's got that inside advantage. And you also know there's another difference because it looks like this track has a different surface than one of M&M's. The one at M&M's was pretty much repaved just like a few months ago. This one looks like it's pretty old, to say the least. But
Very
here's
good point. And look
Ethan
at
Nix,
the 17.
dude, Ethan Nix really holding his own on that outside line, and now he's got a huge amount of momentum off turn 4.
Oh my goodness. That was incredible. That car literally just flew off of turn 4.
Oh, man.
He left Randy Carpenter in the dust.
Oh, man, and then now something might be wrong with Randy Carpenter, as he is clearly much slower than Ethan Nix. Oh, man. That might have closed the door on Randy Carpenter.
It very well might have. You're right. That did seem like Randy Carpenter was a few miles per hour slower than Ethan Nix.
Wow. And barring a mistake from the 17 car, Ethan Nix could very well be the new Cinderella story of this tournament. And very likely doesn't look like Randy Carpenter is going to have anything to challenge him. And
He's not even close.
They come to the stripe. Ethan Nix, the 16 seed, will advance to the Elite 8. Wow.
Now this kind of leaves me with a few questions with what just happened there. Does this mean, with Ethan Nix being able to make that pass still in that turn 4 area, or maybe it was turn 2, that the high side does have that speed, or did Randy Carpenter have a problem and that allowed Ethan Nix to get around on the high side? I'm not really sure.
Well, there's going to be a lot of questions on that part of Team France, and unfortunately for Team France, they all get eliminated in the Sweet 16. But somehow, some way, the 16 seed Ethan Nix, this guy really does want to make a name for himself. I'll tell you that.
Talk about making and turning some heads. This guy, man, first time I've ever seen him, and I'm already impressed.
Wow, this guy's definitely going to be one to be on the lookout for. He could very likely be the new Cinderella story after Rhett Yates got eliminated.
Absolutely. I think he may have just at this point taken over that role.
Well, we're off to a fast start here in the away conference. We still got 3 more matchups to go. And you know that this is going to be a very interesting tournament. This is going to be a very interesting Sweet 16 round, to say the least. Well, I forgot who our next matchups will be, so you're going to have to wait and see who they are. So stay tuned. And we are back for the second of our four matchups here in the away conference in the Sweet 16. This is the 4-5 matchup between Joseph Bryant and Matthew McMurray, and Joseph Bryant, the higher seed, has chosen the outside. This might be this is a questionable decision by Joseph Bryant, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Well, Matthew McMurray kind of got lucky on his first round matchup after Ryan Richards had a pretty loose car. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. Joseph Bryant trying to salvage something for his buddy Seth Cole. The pace car makes the left turn to pit road. And I'm just wondering, Seth, are you there? Or are you still having technical difficulties? Well, it looks like Seth might be
having some technical difficulties. Just give me 1 second.
Okay. Well, we're going to take the green flag, and Matthew McMurray will have the inside advantage so far, but never count out Joseph Bryant either. Here they come into turn one.
This is going to be very interesting to see just exactly if what happened in that first thing with Ethan Nix and Randy Carpenter, if that's going to happen again, or if that was just a one-time incident that's going to happen.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see what happens as they go down the backstretch here. Joseph Bryant looks like he's going to go to the inside. Joseph Bryant looking for that. Yes, it is. Joseph Bryant's got that inside advantage. And he might make it work here, or maybe not. Oh, man. He got loose off turn 4. Joseph Bryant got loose off turn 4, and now Matthew McMurray back to the lead.
And look at how Bryant fell way back again. This is reminiscent of what happened to Randy Carpenter. However, it looks like Bryant may be able to make it up. Carpenter wasn't able to.
Yeah, but because that was on lap 1, and Randy Carpenter got that on the final lap. But Joseph Bryant really, he's not holding back any bit. He might actually have something for Matthew McMurray here. But remember, it's but I think that turn 4, maybe I kind of realize what goes on around turn 4 on that one part where you just get really loose. You might just get really loose, and then all of a sudden your momentum just stops. They'll take the white flag now.
Now, will Bryant, he's back in closing distance, will he try the inside line again? It didn't work for him last time. He's going to try it.
Well, he might go for it, but Matthew McMurray comes with the block as they go through turns 1 and 2. This is going to be down to the wire here. You can watch our bird's eye view camera. Maybe Joseph Bryant might make the pass on Matthew McMurray. Here they come into turns 3 and 4. And
this is going to be close. Oh, Bryant really lost it.
Oh, man. That might have closed the door on Joseph Bryant. He got loose coming into turn 3. And yes, I think that might have closed the door on Joseph Bryant. As they come to the stripe, it will be Matthew McMurray who will advance to the Elite 8, and he will face Ethan Nix in this quarterfinal. Tough break for the 0-8 of Joseph Bryant, and yeah. Yeah, and he really couldn't control that car. On the first lap, he got loose coming off turn 4, and on the final lap, he got loose coming into turn 3.
Yeah, that car was wicked loose this whole race.
Yeah, and that might have closed the door on Joseph Bryant's chances of making the Elite 8, but Matthew McMurray, he will go on to the Elite 8, and New York Rangers country is really cheering for this guy a lot. He's got a lot of supporters, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and he's got a very interesting matchup in the Elite 8. He's taking on Ethan Nix, so Nix has got yet another tough driver to have to match up against in the Elite 8. This is going to be an interesting matchup, McMurray and Nix.
Well, Matthew McMurray, he's one of the higher seeds in the tournament, but I kind of got a feeling Ethan Nix might pull something out of the hat in the Elite 8 round, but we'll have to wait and see. Well,
you never know.
Well, two very interesting races, to say the least, in this away conference. We're going to have to see what happens in the other half of our Elite Sweet 16 matchups. I don't know how many times I'm going to keep failing. But our next matchup will be, and now I forgot who everyone was. I knew Sean Henley, the 2 seed, was in it, but I forgot the 7 seed, so you're going to have to find out who the 7 seed is after this break. Stay tuned. And we're back for the third of 4 Sweet 16 matchups in the away conference. We have the 2 seed Sean Henley against the 7 seed. That was Callum Wales. And it looks like Sean Henley's once again chosen the inside. Looks like he's been paying attention to those first few races, but we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Absolutely. It really, for Sean Henley, this is something that drivers call an ideal opportunity. They're able to see what happens in races before their race off, and that's exactly what Henley had the opportunity to do. He saw that the inside line is what is working for these drivers, and he chose that inside line. I think very likely you're going to see the same thing happen with whoever has the highest seed in the fourth matchup.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see what happens here as Sean Henley will start with the inside, but Callum Wales might pull something out of the hat here. Pace car will make the left turn to pit road.
Callum Wales, in his NNSCRA career, he's been known for pulling off the impossible. It could happen here. He may have some strategy that we don't know about.
Well, it's all going to transpire here in 3 laps here at Pepsi Super Speedway as we take the green flag.
Tell you one thing I know for a fact Callum Wales made sure his pit crew did was make sure his car is not too loose, because we saw Bryant get loose twice in that last matchup.
Yes, we saw that, and that really closed the door on Joseph Bryant and his chances at the Elite 8. But Callum Wales, he's right. He's not too far of the back bumper on Sean Henley, and he was trying to get a little draft from him as they go through this backstretch.
He was trying to get a little bit of clean air there, too. He just poked out just a little bit to the left side of Henley's car.
Well, and now Sean Henley's going to block on that inside line. That's going to force Callum Wales to the outside.
Now, I don't know if maybe this is a little strategy. Maybe it's the fact that a car's not getting enough of a run underneath of another car to be able to make that pass. That may be Callum Wales' strategy, to hang back a little bit, get a run, and then have more momentum to get to the inside.
Well, he's going to have 2 laps to do it. Callum Wales is a little about, or just around 2 3/4 of a car length back of Sean Henley at this point. But I kind of got a feeling Callum Wales, he's not done just yet, but he's got 1.5 laps to do it.
You noticed him there on the back straightaway, moving down about a groove lower. That's to get that clean air so he can catch right up to Henley very quickly there. He didn't want to be in the dirty air left by the 01.
Yes, you are right about that, Seth. Well, they're going to take it with 1 lap to go. Callum Wales starting to catch up just a little bit. They take the white flag. And boy, could we have another upset in the making here with Callum Wales.
Yes, we could. He's going to have to make the move down in turn 3, and his car doesn't look like it's that loose. Oh, wait, just a minute there. He just lost some ground.
Sean Henley probably ran a little deeper on that corner as they came into turn 1. But it's going to take a mistake.
I think that was more Henley doing good than Callum doing bad, because I did not see that 2-car fishtail through that turn.
Yes, it looks like Sean Henley did run into turn 1 just a little deeper than Callum Wales, and that might have closed the door on the 2-car as they come to the stripe. And it doesn't look like Callum Wales will have anything, and they come to the checkered flag, and Sean Henley will advance to the Elite 8.
That makes me wonder, was Henley holding something back until that last lap? Because he took that higher groove than Callum Wales to be able to get away. Was he planning that all along?
Maybe it looks like he was, because I think what I noticed from that race, maybe Sean Henley had his own game plan, and it worked perfectly.
He never even got a challenge down to the inside at all.
Well, Callum Wales, he's got to be upset about that. He's probably going to be asking for questions, but I think that was more of Sean Henley and the seasoned veteran that he is. That might be the reason why he won this race.
I agree. I mean, Henley, I didn't really think that you could have a strategy of being able to get away when you're the leader, but Henley, he shot out of a cannon there in that last lap, and I really honestly think Henley was actually kind of maybe playing possum, trying to trick Callum Wales to think, hey, this is all I've got, and all of a sudden, bang, hey, I got a little bit more, and I'm going to use it here.
Well, Sean Henley used his strategy perfectly at the right place at the right time, and he will move on to the Elite 8, and he will face either Carter Magruder or Alexander Williams, and who knows if Carter Magruder could be another Cinderella story, because he's the 14 seed, and he came up with a huge upset over Barney Ward.
Yeah, he was able to knock off a big name right there, and so he's going to try and do it again, kind of almost like a giant killer, David the Giant Killer or something, but we've seen it happen before. We may see it happen again here.
Well, who knows what will happen? We got one more matchup coming here in this Sweet 16 round, so stay tuned, guys. And we are back for the final matchup in the Sweet 16 round with Alexander Williams, the 6 seed, and Carter Magruder, the 14 seed. Looks like Alexander Williams has chosen the inside line as the higher seed. And I think she's been paying attention to what has happened in the previous 3 matchups.
I think you're absolutely right. She chose that inside line just like Henley did, and I'll bet you she's going to probably try and do exactly what Henley did. All that strategy Henley played out, I'm pretty sure Alexander Williams was looking at that and saying, that's exactly what I've got to do.
I kind of got a feeling, though, Carter Magruder, he's the 14 seed, and very likely he could be the other Cinderella story that has happened in this one. As the pace car makes the left turn for the final time in the Sweet 16 round. One more matchup to go before we reach the quarterfinals, the Elite 8. This will determine the final spot in the quarterfinal as we take the green flag. There it is. Here we go with the final matchup.
Well, if karma means anything, it was Rihanna Taylor in the home conference with Italy as her country, taking the win there, moving her into the Elite 8. Alexander Williams, she's got Italy on her car.
Well, actually, Alexander Williams is actually Italian, so she requested that she represented Italy in this tournament. But Carter Magruder, he may be representing Ukraine, maybe a very underdog country in the world of racing, but he's hanging tough there. He's not far back from Williams right there.
You know, I'm not really seeing much of an opportunity for drivers to be able to make a pass on the high side. It seems like the only way to pass is down low, and if you don't have a car good enough to do it, you're not going to be able to get the lead.
And they will take it with 2 laps to go. Alexander Williams will lead the first lap, but remember, it's the leader at the checkered flag that wins the race. There you see Carter Magruder. He's poking out just a little bit. I think you might be saying about that clean air from the previous race. I think Carter Magruder is using that clean air to really catch up to Alexander Williams.
And this is an entirely different strategy from Callum Wales. Wales was forced to be back behind the leader when he tried to make a pass for the lead on lap 1. Here, Carter Magruder decided from the drop of the green flag to hang back, so it's an entirely different strategy being played out here by the 04.
Well, Alexander Williams really hanging tough. We're going to have to take a look at the lap times as they will take the white flag this time by. We're going to have to pay attention to the lap times to see if that strategy is working out for Carter Magruder. They take the white flag. Alexander Williams, 43.660. Carter Magruder, 43.872. I don't think that strategy is really working for Carter Magruder.
No, it's not. If he is going to catch up and make a pass here, he's got to step his A game up in a big, big hurry, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it. He's too far back, I think.
I think that might be the reason why. It's going to take a mistake from Alexander Williams to open the door once again for Carter Magruder, but I don't think that strategy really worked out for Carter Magruder.
No, he had to try something different, but it just didn't pay off, and I think Alexander Williams has this one in the bag.
Well, they're going to come off turn 4. It doesn't look like Alexander Williams will make a mistake, and as it comes to the stripe, it'll be Alexander Williams who will advance to the Elite 8, and she will face Sean Henley in the quarterfinal.
That will be one big matchup right there, Alexander Williams and Sean Henley. That's going to be a really, really good matchup. Both of them, I think they're going to put on a whale of a show when they meet up in the Elite 8.
Wow, but that's got to be tough for Carter Magruder. He tried to do the same thing that Callum Wales did, but unfortunately the strategy didn't work out for him.
Yeah, you know, when you find out that you're in the dead man's lane, so to speak, you know that it's not the lane that's had the advantage in the last 3 matchups, you gotta try and experiment. You gotta try new things, because if you don't, you're gonna do the same thing the other driver did, and that other driver came up short. So, you know, Carter Magruder, props to him for trying something new. It just didn't work out for him.
Well, that's of course, Carter Magruder did try something new, but Alexander Williams, the seasoned veteran that she is, she comes away with a big win, and she'll face one of the notable PRWC/NNSCRA members in Sean Henley in the Elite 8.
That's going to be a big task for her as well there, because Sean Henley and she both pretty much dominated their matchups. And so maybe they'll bring that same domination here into the Elite 8 matchup they're going to have, and that may make for one exciting matchup.
Well, we are done here with the Sweet 16 matchups, and now it's down to the Elite 8, and I'm thinking we're down to two very notable Cinderella stories in Rihanna Taylor and Ethan Nix.
Without a doubt, both those drivers certainly are going to be going into the lion's den, so to speak. They've got a lot of tough competitors they're going to have to fight through if they can get up even into the Final Four, and they're going to have a tough task next week in the Elite 8, but I'll tell you what, they may be able to pull off a Rhett Yates. They may end up being able to get some real big notability from the other drivers, a lot of respect, because I'm telling you what, keep your eyes on those guys. Sometimes the underdog's able to emerge out of nowhere, and people try and figure out where in the world did they come from. That could be the case with both Brianna Taylor and Ethan Nix.
Well, Seth, I really want to thank you for co-commentating this race with me with a fellow league president. I really appreciate it, man. That is NNSCRA President Seth Cole, by the way.
Not a problem at all, Kevin. I really appreciate it, and best of luck to these drivers that made it into the Elite 8. Tell you what, these drivers, they're having to earn their wins, no doubt about that, and it's really going to come down to who's the best of the best, whoever's going to take this championship.
Well, thank you very much, Seth, on that once again. This is Randy Orton Fan 2011, a.k.a. Kevin Ravenel, Aaron Williams, signing out. Peace, guys.